Hey, we are back. I'm super excited because we are back, and this is the first soccer edition I have ever done. But in here today is a expert, upright 49er, Gavin Cartwright. How are you doing? Because I'm pumped to have you on the show. Really excited. How about you?
Oh, I'm super pumped to be on this show, Benjamin, bro. Thank you very much for having me on here. Let's talk some soccer, bro.
I've been excited because I was like, the dead season of football, like obviously you guys call it football over there, but the dead season of American football is over, is right now. And so there's really nothing to talk about except the Euros. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, the Euros is always exciting. Top tournament. Do you mean the only thing that's better than that is the World Cup? Do you mean? Yeah. So, yeah, always never fails to disappoint.
Going off real quick before we get into it, Copa America, do you follow any of that?
Sometimes, yeah. I've watched it a bit.
It's weird, like this year, since it was supposed to be this year, but since Euro Cup got pushed back a year, it's not even national televised. It's not even nationally televised anymore.
I didn't know that.
It's so been small
shown on the BBC iPlayer. If you can get on the BBC iPlayer, all the games or the Copa America have been shown on there. They are.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't been watching it much, but I've got a quick question. Why isn't America in the Copa Americas?
I know that's how bad they suck. I mean, they are.
No, it's not. It's not. Is it because it's for South American teams and not North American teams?
No, it's for the whole region. It's just that America didn't qualify.
Oh right, there we go. So when was the last time America won the Copa America? Well, to be back up.
It's been a while, but I know last Copa America. No, not last Copa America, but the America before they made it, I think, to the semis. They used to have a really good goalie. His name was
I know it, Brad Friedel
or whatever. And then they
played for Everton, Ron Howard. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so they used to have some good players, but now they don't anymore.
Pulisic, but Pulisic he's awesome, mate. Pulisic is a god.
He was. Yeah. So,
like you guys, right? I've been telling all the Americans that I talk the soccer about, right? Christian Pulisic is you guys Gareth Bale. Now I'm from Wales. Gareth Bale is God to me. He is God. All hail Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah, right. And everybody Welsh loves Gareth Bale. We just worship him. He can walk in whatever. You'll never have to buy a pint in a club or a bar ever again. He won't in Wales. And this is how you should be with Christian Pulisic. Just put him on a pedestal and build a team around him. Do you mean? And say, Pulisic, you're the guy. You're going to win us. Do you mean get us to the World Cup semi-finals? Do you mean? And I think you could do it. Do you mean? Because you've got plenty of talent. It is talent.
Yeah. Right. So, let's see. Hold on. One comment. Okay. So we have Josh Mangold says Tim Howard, right? And Landon Donovan.
Yes.
Last time I remember.
Landon Donovan. He played for, Landon Donovan played for either Bolton or Fulham?
I don't know.
And I know Tim Howard played for Everton.
That was the last time. That was the last time I thought they were good. Yeah. Because Tim Howard was almost won the Golden Glove. So, but I don't know where they are now. I don't think they even play anymore.
that Tim Howard could save a penalty. I've seen him save loads of penalties. He's really, really top goalkeeper. Top goalkeeper.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to mostly be talking about Europe, the European Cup today. I like England. I like Italy. He knows a lot about England. If you guys don't know, my mother was from Italy and my dad was from the Netherlands. And then this guy right here, upright 49er, Gavin Cartwright, is from Wales. So, but he knows a lot about England. So let's get right into it. The perfect matchup, the rivalry, Italy versus England.
It's coming on! It's coming on! It's coming on! I tell you now! It is, of course it is. Why isn't it coming on? Tell me why it's not coming on.
Because, well, let's get right into it. Keys to Italy versus England. I believe, did you see that article with the COVID scare or whatever? Italy, like, having, I think it's not. I think the way Italy, the biggest problem with them last game was because they lost. I don't know if you remember this, but they lost in the Belgium game. They lost their left back to a season-ending injury. And last game, they struggled. Italy really struggled to produce against Spain. But I think if they get a few days under their belt of rest, if they can just regroup, they have to get it. Here's one of my keys. They have to get it on the flank with Insigne, their striker, and their left back. And that, if you get it on the flank, they can get it they can go with a crosser, or it opens it up when you get it in the hands of Insigne down the run, and you get it to the left back. I can't remember his name. That opens up
Immobile up front. I know the striker. The striker's Immobile.
Him too. That's my second point. What they would do is they would isolate Immobile downfield, but they wouldn't. Every time he would get the ball off of like a long kick near the goal, he would get swarmed by defenders, and he wouldn't really have any help down there. So what you have to do is you have to get a second person for him to kind of lean off of. A duo down there, because they would isolate him, but then he would just get swarmed by defenders. And so it was kind of stupid. So those are two keys. Getting it on the flank with the striker Insigne and the left back.
It's a defensive team, though. That's how they play. They're a very defensive team.
They actually switched coaches. And this new coach is a very interesting attack. Like he's more of an attacking coach than the old one was. I think he's only been coaching them for 3 years.
He's Roberto Mancini. It's Mancini. He's a god.
Yeah. And so, but this game, since they don't have that left back, let me see. Okay, let me look it up.
I don't want to play. I think I know what you're on about this.
Because he's Spinazzola or whatever. He's out for the season.
Spinazzola, yeah.
Yes, so he's out for the season. And the thing is they were very good, Italy, at getting it near the goal, near the opponent's goal.
Getting it down the wings and getting the ball in the box.
Yeah, and they were good at getting it out in the flank. And like with him and Insigne, it was masterful. And so that's a huge loss. And I saw that last game. They had time. They struggled to produce those type of runs. The biggest thing with Spain and Italy last game was Italy just wasn't themselves. Spain owned most of the possession, 61% of the possession.
Spain should have won. Spain was the better team.
Should have won, exactly. And Italy, instead of doing that attacking style that they're now used to, they had to play defense. They had to come back, play defense. And it's going to be interesting to see if they revert to that style of defense in the olden days, or if they go back to what they've been doing and what they've been succeeding at the whole European Cup. So I don't know. What are your keys for the England match? England winning? Right.
Well, my keys are right there. I don't think Italy will win it in full time. Right. I think if they're going to win it, it'll be on penalties. I think they're going to try and kill the game. They're going to foul the English players. As soon as the English players break on them, they're just going to bring them straight to the floor, and they're just going to disrupt the game they are, right? Yeah. There's no way they're going to let England play, because if England play, right, they're the best team in the tournament they are. And they've proved that, because consistently, every round now, they've just been getting better and better and better. They statistically have the best defense in the league, in the tournament left. Like, do you mean? Defenses win tournaments. Right, so at the end of the day, that's what you need to build from. And now, where they've got Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane up front scoring, right? Raheem Sterling now has scored 16 goals in his last 21 internationals. Right, Harry Kane, right, is now level with the top England goal scorer for most English goals scored in major tournaments. He's equal with Gary Lineker.
Haven't you seen that like most of those goals this European Cup have been off of penalty kicks?
Well, apart from the Denmark game, do you mean what other penalties have they had?
Harry Kane has at least scored 3 penalty kicks this European Cup.
Two, eh?
2. Okay. Not that much, but anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, but Harry Kane haven't been really scoring in this tournament, but they don't need him to score because they got other people around him. I mean, right, if you look at the depth of the squad England have got, right, their depth in their squad is massive. Do you mean compared to everybody else? Do you mean they've never played the same team consecutive games?
Yeah.
Do you mean? And what I think they should do as well is they should start Jadon Sancho, the Borussia Dortmund youngster. Do you mean? I think he is absolute fire. Right, I hate Manchester United. I can't stand them. They're absolute scum. United are right, but
the English.
Might. Right. He's English.
I hate the English.
Right. Well, he's playing in Germany at the moment for Borussia Dortmund, and Manchester United have just signed him for 75 million. Yeah, right. And he's like 19. He's 19 years or 20. He's super young, and it's a lot of money. But the guy's worth it. He is fantastic. He's such a prospect, and they should start him. Jadon Sancho.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, right. Trust me, bruv. He's gonna be the next talent now for the next 10, 15 years. I'm telling you now, right? Yeah. And when you've got youngsters like that coming through, nothing to stop him because the future's bright. It's like when Germany went on a dominated, right? They won like the European Cup and then they won the World Cup, didn't they? Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's because the team that they had, right, they played together for years, right? They come up through the youth team together. They played all the grassroots together and how they did, right? A lot, right? And when they come to the first team then, they all knew each other's games, right?
Yeah,
and they've been playing together for years. It's the same with the England team now. Do you mean they've been playing together since grassroots? They all know each other's games. And they're starting to put it together now, they are, right? They've got it, right? Because for years, right, England couldn't get behind the football team. They couldn't. But what they did is they watched Wales in the Euros in 2016. No, they did, right? Yeah. They did, right? They watched us, right? When we got to the semi-finals.
They were very good, Wales, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like 4 years ago we was, right? 5 years ago, right? We was. But what they done, though, is they copied our mantra, right? We had a song, right? Together Stronger, right? They copied that. Right, they copied our football chant as well. Like, don't take me home. They've robbed that off us as well. They have. Do you mean? And Gareth Southgate have just brought the team together and they're playing as a unit. And that is, do you mean, when you've got a unit, do you mean a team of players playing towards the same goal? They're unstoppable. And that's why it's coming home. It's coming home, bruv. I'm telling you now. I'm convinced. I'm convinced England will win it. England will win it in 90 minutes.
That's a good point. And guys, anybody in the chat, if you can't hear, I can hear him perfectly fine. But if you can't hear Gavin Cartwright, right, then tell us. But I'm pretty sure they can. So, that's a good point you make there. And they played, but Italy has played together for a long time too. Like, I mean,
one of the oldest squads in the tournament, didn't they? England the youngest, and I think Italy the oldest. I know that Italy got the oldest defense because like Chiellini's like 35.
He's old. He looks. Funny story though, because last match against Spain, like he literally looks like he's 50. But like when we went into penalty kicks, it was funny. When Italy went into penalty kicks, he was like laughing, joking, not at all worried. And I'm just like, oh.
Did you see him slapping the captain about? Did you see him slapping the captain about when they were picking which side to take penalties? He was winding him right up. He was. I saw that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, do you have anything else to say on that? Those are some good keys, but I think we could go to the next one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So does Italy need to, because obviously we kind of already talked about this, does Italy need possession to win? Because they last game were kind of getting dominated. I don't know. So what are your thoughts on that? I don't know.
Italy are renowned for keeping the ball. They've always have been. Do you mean they've always been renowned, like, for the last couple of decades, keeping the ball right and being a defensive unit, right? Yeah. And you've got those two things, and doing that will win you a lot of tournaments. But sometimes you need to have pizzazz up front. And if Italy can keep the ball and stifle England,
And
stifle the crowd, because it's going to be in Wembley, isn't it? Right?
yeah,
So,
and we'll get to that. Yeah.
well, you mean, right? Yeah, we'll get to that, right? Yeah, but because it's in England, if they keep the ball, right, silence the crowd, just take the crowd out of the game, because there's going to be a volatile atmosphere in Wembley.
It's literally every English person is going to be there. It's going to be packed,
and they're all going to bring their laser pens.
Yeah.
They're all going to bring wings and shine them in the goalkeeper's eyes, and they're about to take a penalty.
Wait,
did you see that?
They do that?
Yeah, they're just getting fined. England are just being fined £20,000, right, by FIFA, right, because right, listen to this, right, they've been fined because they were booing during the Danish national anthem, right, which is true.
Oh,
they were, right, yeah, it was terrible, right. You listen now, right, yeah, right, during the anthem, the Italian anthem now in Wembley, and I bet you they will boo it, right, yeah, and it's awful what they're doing. It's wrong. It's making themselves look bad. It is, right, and it's the minority making the majority look like idiots, and it's wrong. It is. Do you mean right? Also, what happened was, right, when Harry Kane was about to take his penalty, somebody shone a green laser light pen in Kasper Schmeichel's eyes. Yeah, right. And as he's about to take a penalty, you could see it on the TV. His eyes is green. Do you mean? And there's something else as well. I'll dig it out that later. But yeah, they've got to be on their best behaviour, England fans. They've got to be on their best behaviour.
Yeah, and that might have been why the Danish person blocked it on that penalty, but didn't actually catch it. That was a little weird.
Yeah. He was on it, and then it squirmed out, didn't it?
Yeah,
I saw that.
That could be another thing that could be very important. It could be I did not hear of that. Thanks for sharing that, because
I got the article. I got the article by you.
Interesting point. Dang.
Right. FA fine £25,630 by UEFA for England fans shining laser at Denmark's Kasper Schmeichel and other disturbances. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's fireworks. They were setting off fireworks. It was the booing during the anthem, the laser pen, and they were setting off fireworks.
The English fans, I don't exactly get them. I mean, English, we have an English friend, and he's really nice, but I'm like, dude, I do not like the English at all.
I can see, when it comes to sport-wise, I say I hate the English, right? I don't hate the English. Yeah. As a country, I don't hate the English. I just hate their sports. Do you mean their sports teams? Do you mean English rugby, English soccer? Right? I hate those guys, right? But what you've got to think about, right, here, is when Wales got to the European Cup semi-final 5 years ago, there was none of this. We didn't get fined. Yeah. Right? Do you mean we didn't act up? In fact, right here, our fans were commended for being the best fans in the tournament 4 or 5 years ago. Do you mean? And what do they do? They give England, right here, who are setting off fireworks, booing people doing the national anthems, bringing laser pens to the games. They give them all their games at home. England, all your games at home. Have all your games at Wembley. Wales, yeah. You're playing on the moon, mate. Yeah. Take a rocket, son. Take a rocket, you're off to the moon. That's where you're playing the games. But, you mean, what's that about? So
that can be a perfect segue to the European Cup is based, how it is based this year, and the advantage. I guess I should have said disadvantages. But
yes,
I want to go back to the old style, because I don't know if this was I don't know if you believe in stuff being rigged, just slightly. Yeah. But the fact that England has literally played almost every game at home says to me that this is kind of set up, that it is set up for England to win. This is a golden opportunity. Yeah. England has to win this. Otherwise, if they can't win this cup, then they can't win anything, because England, it's set up perfectly.
Yeah. If they don't win it now, they'll always be known as a bunch of bottle jobs. They bottled the big one. They will. Yeah, they will.
Yeah. And I completely agree, because and that's the thing. Italy, like you said, Wales had to play but I guess they kind of
Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan, that's where we played, like, do you mean?
And
Right.
and here's the thing: they were like, "Oh, this year's European Cup is going to be based around Europe." No, it's not. Like literally, more than half of the games were played in Wembley. It's not based around Europe.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is they're basing like the majority of the games in one country and then spreading it out a bit. And then I think in 4 years' time, I think it's going to be Germany's time.
Yeah.
So I think the majority of the games will be in like the Allianz Center and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be run like that.
I mean, I guess like the quarterfinals were mostly played in Wembley. So like the teams that made it to the quarterfinals didn't have to play really anywhere else. But still, I mean, yeah. So
it's the rich get rich and the poor get poorer, mate.
Poor, yeah, it is,
and it's wrong.
And that's what my dad says a lot too. Is he says like it might not be rigged, but he does say that it is a money sport, and whatever's going to generate
money talks. Yeah,
that whatever's going to generate. See, we think alike. I think because like my uncle, real quick, my uncle, he's married to a Welsh person.
Oh,
I mean,
yes, yes, nice.
So that's why I can relate to you. I definitely have a lot of So
the roots in Wales. Let's go.
Yeah. But so, do you think that Wales like kind of deserved to lose because they got whipped by who was it? Denmark.
Yeah, we did. Right. Yeah. Right. I looked at it. Right, going into this year. Right, I was a lot less confident this year than I was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we had a good defense, and I thought, we can go far this tournament. We can get out to the group stages, and then if we get out to the group stages, who knows where you're going. But this year, right, we had the Ryan Giggs, our manager, was involved in the Me Too movement, right? He was accused of domestic abuse on his spouse. Oh. So, serious. But 5 years ago, the manager committed suicide. Do you mean before the Euros? Ooh. Yeah, but we used that as a rallying point. And that's how Wales did so well 5 years ago, because we was playing for Gary Speed, just like the Danish were playing for Christian Eriksen. We was playing for Gary Speed 5 years ago. This year, though, Ryan Giggs should be ashamed of what he done. He is an absolute disgrace to Wales. He is, right? Yeah. Do you know when he stepped down? A month and a half, right? 6 weeks before the tournament started.
Oh. So you guys have
we
kind
didn't
of been
stand a chance.
You guys, so okay, so
we had a caretaker manager. Robert Page. He done his best, bless him, but he's not an international manager. Do you mean he played right for teams like Cardiff City and stuff and places like that. I never played in the big teams or anything like that. I got no experience of Europe or anything like that, really. Do you mean? And then he's taking charge of the country and trying to take us to the European Cup, and it just didn't work. I knew we was out. As soon as we had the Danish, right? As soon as we had Denmark, right? I knew we was out. We had them in the qualifiers, in the group qualifiers, and they beat us twice. I was like, we're done. We are. Everybody's saying, oh my God, Denmark have come out of nowhere. Denmark haven't come out of nowhere. They've always been a good side. Always been a good side.
The thing is, Denmark plays some great defense, but the one thing I was going to say is the way that Wales was playing, like, I don't know if you knew, but the last game against the last group stages match against Italy, they were like literally playing for the loss. It was kind of stupid.
No, we was playing for a draw. If we'd had a draw, right? If we had beat Italy, right? Our game would have been our second round game would have been at the Cardiff City Stadium. Okay. Right at Cardiff City's ground, we'd have had an home game. We would have, right? But because we lost, we had to play in Holland. And then, do you know how many Welsh fans were in the stadium for the Holland game? I think it's like 2,000. I think it was less.
I don't know. Wait, you guys played Denmark the first round, right?
Yeah. The second round, because the group stage is the first round, and then the second round is the first knockout round.
Right. Yeah? It's round of 16. Yeah. So. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Wales definitely had a disadvantage, but hats off to Denmark, because I guess this is segueing good to the next. Will Denmark be a threatening team moving forward in the future?
they've always been a threat. They've always been a threat. Like when you've got players like Christian Eriksen, Kasper Schmeichel in goals, you're always going to be a threat. Like, do you know what I mean? They've got other good players. That Damsgaard is one for the future. He's 18 years old, and he's at the goals of the tournament. He's at the best.
Okay.
The best goals of the tournament were all scored by Damsgaard. Right?
So his name is what's his first name? Dams.
I couldn't tell you. I can spell his name for you. Or DAMSGAARD.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, Damsgaard. Yeah, right.
Well,
yeah, but he come nowhere. I mean, he was hitting 30 yarders for fun. Do you mean this tournament he was?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they definitely, they are a force for the future. I think. Do you mean?
Absolutely, and I think we're gonna know a lot more of the players in the future. We're gonna be able to. I mean, I agree, and I think they were kind of a sleeper team coming in that nobody really knew about.
There's always one sleeper team. Every European Cup, every World Cup.
In the last World Cup, there was Croatia, which nobody thought would make it that far. I don't know if you did, but I did not.
Yeah. Look at Modric, but Modric is a hell of a player. Modric is a fantastic player.
Right. And the Czech Republic, even this last Euro Cup,
they're all right as well. They are.
Was very good. But I think all those people up north are like really good, like Denmark and Sweden.
Scandinavian teams, yeah.
Now Sweden has that really good player, but they didn't do very good this year.
You want Zlatan here? Zlatan Ibrahimovic? No, he's retired. He's retired, yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I was expecting them to at least make it to the quarterfinals, but they didn't even make it past the round of 16.
No, Sweden always do well. I mean, they always, for some reason, they always do well. They do. I've seen them do well in a couple of tournaments, Sweden.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't to be for them this year, I think. I don't think they've got that one superstar. Do you mean? Because you need one superstar to build your team around. If you've got a superstar on your team like a Gareth Bale or Christian Eriksen or Harry Kane or Ryan Sterling, you've got the other team is always scared about them. Do you mean? They're looking for them constantly. Do you mean? And it just puts the fear of God into them, and they're always thinking about that. And do you mean it opens up the field for the rest of the team? And it does.
And once, but that's the thing, like opposing defenders, they really have to be careful. But once you get over the hurdle of minimizing the star that the other team has, then it becomes a lot easier. Yeah. I don't know if you know about you obviously know about Portugal, right? Portugal this year was a non-factor. I feel like they only won like one game.
They're too old now. Ronaldo's past it. He's 36. Is he 36 now? Something like that.
I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. I'm looking.
I think he's 36. Right, I think he's 36 years back. Do you mean he's past it, bruv? He's past it. He might be all right. Do you mean to score like 15, 20 goals in league competitions in the season? But when it comes to the top tier tournaments, I don't. And to be honest, the team around him is old as well. Apart from like Bruno Fernandes. Do you mean he's a really good player?
Yeah,
Bruno
he's
Fernandes.
36. Dang.
Yeah, right. That's his last ever tournament. That is. I doubt if he'll be in the World Cup. Well, maybe it's next year, isn't it? The World Cup next year.
Yeah, the World. He'll probably, and I mean,
maybe
could like Wayne Rooney, for example, was really old when he played, so he could go till he might play another European Cup, but I'm not sure.
No, you play the World Cup next year because the World Cup now is next year now, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Okay, that was a question that I was asking. Do you think a lot of people I didn't write this down, but do you think like the World Cup could be since it's a year, since there's only a year difference between the European Cup and the World Cup and all the qualifiers, do you think a lot more stars will be a lot tired, and that's why we're seeing like stars preserve themselves in the European Cup so they can be better in the World Cup?
Oh, I got you. No, but what you usually see, right, is a team that does well in a World Cup or European Cup. Like, let's take a certain player, for instance. Let's say Raheem Sterling, right? He come back from the World Cup 2 years ago, right? And he'd been rubbish. since he's come back for the World Cup. He's only started to score again in the European Cup. For Man City, for Manchester City, his team, right? He's lethargic. He's not the same Raheem Sterling that plays for England. So it definitely does take a toll on the season after the tournament. Yeah. So now having a tournament, then a season, then a tournament straight after. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, and
now
that's
you're
the thing with
talking,
all the qualifiers too. It's hard.
Yeah. Well, we've only played 2 games of the qualifiers. Wales have so far. We're on 3 points. We may qualify. We might not. We probably won't. We've got a tough group. We've got Croatia, Czech Republic. Who else have we got? We've got a couple of our teams. We've got to go. I've never seen Wales qualify for the World Cup. Do you know the last time Wales qualified for the World Cup was in 1955?
Really?
1955. Wait, I swear.
Is that
I swear. Right? We got to the quarterfinals. And we got knocked out by Brazil. Who scored against us? Pele. Pele scored an overhead kick against us.
Is that really the last time you guys have made it to the World Cup? I did not know that. Whew.
I swear. Right? No, the 2016 European Cup. That was the first ever major soccer tournament Wales had ever qualified for since 1955. This is only the second ever European Cup Wales have ever competed in. Right. Aaron Ramsey is the only Welsh player to score in 2 different major soccer tournaments. Right?
Okay, good fact. Yeah, I definitely like your knowledge because you know a lot more about. It's like you delve deep into it, so it's very cool to have you on the show. But will Harry Kane get another goal?
Will he score in the final? Yeah. I'll put money on it. I'll go down the bookies. I'll go down the bookies and put a $5 on it. What's he? I bet he's like 5-1 to score. I bet. So if we put £5 on, you put £1 on, you get £5 back. Right, so put a $5 on everyone who won, £30, is it? Doing, I don't know. I don't know how the odds work in America. I probably shouldn't even be talking about odds to you. You're too young to bet.
I know. I listen to podcasts and stuff like that. But I know.
Do you think he'll score? Do you think he'll score?
Well, we'll get to our predictions in a minute, but I think he will score. But I think it'll only be 1 goal for.
Right, I got you. You think he'll score? Do you? I think
only goal because Raheem Sterling. I don't know. He's good at Raheem Sterling's good at setting up people. I think
he's good at hitting the box as well.
I think Italy. This is a point that I didn't get to last a few topics ago. Italy, like this whole tournament, they've controlled possession. They have controlled the game. If they can get back to that, they've won this game.
Yeah, but if we watch Italy, right? Italy were on fire at the start, and then ever since the group stages, right, since they played Wales, right, because they barely beat us, right? They made 8 changes, right? They had their second team out, and they barely beat us, right? No.
Yeah, right? But we didn't need to win that game. We had already kind of won.
I know. Yeah, that's why you made so many changes. But if you watch the game since then, right, Italy have just been trending downwards.
That's true. That's true.
Whereas England have been trending upwards.
They were dominant.
Yeah, they were.
Belgium, they were. Woo. But then they lost that left back who is so important, Spinazzola or whatever.
Yes, Spizzola.
Yeah, so but I think it comes down to they need to control the game. So I guess that can be our next topic. Predictions. What are your predictions for the England-Italy game? What do you think will happen? And let's just finish it on that, I think.
Yeah, all right. All right. So I think, right, that the game's going to be won in 90 minutes. I think if it is, right, if it's won in 90 minutes, it's won by England, right? And I think England will win 2-0. I don't think Italy will score. Yeah, I don't think Italy will score. I don't. England's defense is superb, but the only goal they've conceded is a free kick that was a worldie. Pick it out to the top corner. That's only goal they've conceded the whole tournament.
Okay.
I can't see it this scoring.
But do you think? I don't know if you saw that article about like the COVID scare from Italy, but I don't think they lost any players. They have that really good player Chiesa or whatever.
Yeah, Chiesa. Yeah, front Chiesa, striker. Yeah. Immobile's good as well.
There's Immobile. There's Insigne.
Lorenzo's good as well.
There's Bonucci. Yeah, so I think I'm going to say that Italy actually wins this in extra time. It gets tied up 1-1, and then it's going to kind of be like the English match last game, but I think Italy wins it 2-1 in extra time.
I think England will either win it 2-0, right, in 90 minutes, or if it goes to extra time, it's going to be 0-0, and if it goes to penalties, Italy will win. Italy will win on penalties, I think. If it goes to penalties, do you mean? But
I don't know.
Yeah,
you can never count, like my dad says, you can never count on penalties to win you a game. But you could be absolutely right.
Yeah. I just think that the Italians got more experience. I think they got more experience.
Yeah, they do.
The nerves and the pressure.
And
the European Cup final.
They've got
and those English players, they're going to be like 20, 21 stepping up. And they've never taken a penalty before in a major, soccer tournament. And they're gonna be crying for their mothers after they are. I'm telling you now, they will be. They will be.
Yeah. So I guess we already talked about the top goal scorer, but do you want to get into that as our last topic?
I think it'll be Ronaldo. He'll be Ronaldo. He's on 5 goals now. I think who else is with him now? It's Ronaldo and it is Patrick Schick from the Czech Republic, 5 goals each. Right now, Harry Kane is on 4 goals. So if he scores once, then he ties, right? And he's the equal. He'll tie and share the golden boot.
Yeah,
he'll share the golden boot if he scores once. If he scores twice, he'll take it.
So top scorer Euro 20. I'm just looking it up real quick. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's Ronaldo, then it's Patrick Schick.
So Ronaldo with 5. Karim Benzema.
Yeah, Benzema.
Patrick Schick. So the only one that really has a chance is
Harry Kane.
Yeah. There was a time there when Italy's Immobile was like one of the top goal scorers too, but then he's kind of fallen off. I think teams have kind of caught up to his game.
Maybe the pressure got to him. Sometimes that happens like the players.
He hasn't. The best players on Italy right now are Insigne, Chiesa,
Jorginho.
Yeah,
Donnarumma, the keeper.
Like I'm saying, they're gonna have to fill in for Spinazzola or whatever because that's a huge loss.
It's his energy up the flanks. See, his energy up and down the flanks, and then getting the balls in the box, like you said earlier. Yeah,
and that's what I said earlier on. Like I said, they're gonna have to get it. They're gonna find some way to get it out on the flank with Insigne and then whoever the left back replacing Spinazzola is, because they always were good at doing that, but I don't know if they're going to be so good at doing that without Spinazzola. Yeah. So
no, and the thing is, right? Yeah, you get the ball down the wings, right? Get that ball in the box, and who's England got a centre defender? They got Slabhead. Do you mean Harry Maguire? Have you seen him in the air? He's a beast. Like Josh Stones, fantastic in the air. Do you mean these English centre backs? Don't look past them because they are probably some of the best in Europe at the moment. The English centre backs are. Kyle Walker. Have you seen how fast that guy is? Dude.
Yeah. This guy says, "What about Foden?" He's injured, and he's Ryan Malesi. Right? Shout out Ryan from England.
Yeah, right. He plays for Manchester City, right? He dyed his hair to look like Gaza, he did, right? Okay. And what happened is he had a slight knock in training, so he had to sit out the last training regime that they've done, right? Just as a precaution, just so he doesn't aggravate it any further. But it was 50-50 whether Foden's going to play the final or not. But he is a good player. He's a fantastic player. But to me personally,
Yeah.
I prefer Jack Grealish. But Jack Grealish or Jadon Sancho. Do you mean to me they're better players? They are. Like,
Okay, so I'm
do you mean?
quickly looking up Italy's COVID scare because I'm really
Yeah,
interested.
yeah.
So the Italy team has reportedly been
Self-isolating.
This stupid ads is really annoying. Okay, so it's been reportedly been rocked with COVID-19 scare just days before facing England in the final of Euro 2020. The Azzurri are set to go up against Gareth Southgate's men on Sunday. Okay, we know that.
Have they got anybody out?
On Friday, it was shown that 3 members of the Italy media team working within the bubble had tested positive for coronavirus, according to The Sun. The confirmation testing. So hold on. So confirmation of the testing was said to have sent to the Italians set up into a massive panic, with emergency precautions immediately being rolled out as a result.
Yeah, it was the same with England and Scotland. When England played Scotland, right? The Chelsea guys all grouped up and had a hug, right? And that hug included Mason Mount, who's a really good player, like Mason Mount, right? Who was the other Chelsea? I can't think of the other Chelsea midfielder, right? And the Scottish midfielder, right, who plays at Chelsea, Gilmore. I can't remember his first name, right? But he's a young lad, right? And he had COVID, he did, right? So that's why we didn't see Mason Mount in the third game in the group stage, because he was self-isolated after hugging his teammate after drawing with Scotland.
Okay.
So when he was self-isolated.
Yeah. So the designated Italy training camp at Coverciano or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
On the outskirts of Florence was immediately shut, and specialist cleaning team was brought to sanitize the facility. Further details have since emerged, indicating the 3 media staff in question are thought to have caught the virus while in London, covering Italy's semifinal victory against Spain at the National Stadium. So it says when English, they'll play England. Hold on. So it is presently reported that no members of the Italian playing squad or coaching staff has since returned positive tests of their own in the aftermath, but precautions remain ongoing.
It'll be fine.
So they'll be fine. That is a dodged bullet. That is. That is crazy. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you have anything else to talk about, but we kind of pretty much covered everything.
No, that's about it, really. I just want to thank you for putting me on the show.
Yeah, Ben. This has been so fun. Mate. Just your knowledge, just how we gelled, just your knowledge and just all the topics we came out. This has been a lot of fun, and I hope to do it soon. Maybe we can do something later when soccer becomes big again. Maybe we can do
the World Cup.
Reactions to the England-Italy game after Sunday.
We could do that if we want. Go over it.
It's been fun to get you guys on. This is actually an ad. I wanted to preview this one more time. An ad that I am making for my video that will probably go sometime like that. It's going to be an ad. So I'll end it on this. Thank you. It's been very cool to have Gavin Cartwright on the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll end it on this. Thank you. Yep.
Ben Kamperman, someone that you know. The Camper Report.
Yeah. So I wanted to show yesterday. He was terrific. About 45 minutes. Subscribe to Benjamin Kamperman.
Ben's great.